I didn't do any research either. I don't, I'm still unpacking and moving or and stuff. So yeah, this is gonna be just low key, short and sweet to the point. That's and just like Japanese matcha candy or whatever it's called.
I have
Sweet.
yet to try that, but hey, coupon.
Hey, and we are live. We are back. Been a while. This is Andrew with the We Are Rising podcast. I got with me all the way from Japan, our Japanese correspondent, Mr. Mike. How are you
Hey, guys,
enjoying Japan, Mr. Mike?
it's awesome. Once in a lifetime trip. Um, it's just Saitama's been amazing. Tokyo's amazing, and there's so much more to explore. Going to Akihabara today, can't wait.
Well, I would love to talk about your trip, but we're gonna make this about Ryzen. You went
Yeah.
to your first Ryzen show ever, Ryzen
Oh yeah.
44. Tell us about it, good sir, and what you enjoyed.
Um, Incredible. Like seeing Saitama Super Arena and being inside that. There's a mystique and an art to that place that hard to describe. It's a beautiful venue, and it was rocking. Like the place was loud the whole night. I know Japanese crowds have a reputation for being quiet. That's not the case at all. This crowd was hot the entire night, and it was just an unforgettable experience. I thought it was a solid event overall. I know there were too many decisions, but like I said, every single fight the crowd was into.
So I'm going to ask you, which fight did you enjoy the most? Who stood out from the pack? Because like you said, your experience was going to be different from my experience with bloodshot eyes trying to watch this show and all that stuff. You were there live. You're well rested, I would say for the most part. But like, what would you take away from the show, or who stood out?
First off, obviously Masanori Kanehara beating Kleber. That was a surprise. Um, I didn't think Masanori Kanehara would be able to negate Kleber's submissions and even pass his guard to half guard at various points throughout the fight. That was a surprise. Kanehara looked awesome, and Kleber's a very good fighter, as we know. So at age 40, I would go this far. I think that's the best Kanehara has ever looked. And I've been following his career since the Sengoku days. He's a very good underrated fighter. I don't care what anyone says. I don't think it's a knock on Kleber. It's more Kanehara. Just has a good blend of striking and submissions. One of the best one-round fights I've ever seen. Ramazan Temirov beating Takaki Soya. That was an awesome fight. Both guys got hurt. I thought Soya lost, but he held his own. Just incredible action. The Shoma Shibisai comeback against Yanosukis was really good too. It looked live like Sukis was really hurt after that. I think it was a heel hook. It was kind of
Yeah.
hard to tell.
No, it
Um,
was definitely a hook. It was
got
definitely
it.
a hook.
And yeah, those are the things that the Hagiwara Ushiku fight was boring, but the crowd was into it. Urson Yamamoto and Ryuya Fukuda was really fun. I feel bad for Urson because he's improved so much. That was a damn good fight. I don't think either of them lost there, to be honest. And that's what stood out to me. And it was a good. I thought it was about 14,000 people. I know they didn't. I don't think there was a number released, but I thought it was a good. It looked like a good crowd.
Um,
So
I got it. So obviously, the most important thing that came out of this show, other than the fights, was when Sakaki Bara called Cozy on the phone to entice him to fight Kai. Did you, first of all, I don't know, did you understand? Well, I knew what was going on from the English commentary, but when I know you speak some Japanese, did you know what was going on, or were you just confused?
I kind of understood what was going on, but I wasn't sure if it was a stunt or if he was legit trying to negotiate a fight live.
Who knows? This is pro wrestling at this point. Who knows?
Honestly, why waste Kai for a show in Nagoya in a smaller arena?
Well, because Kai, well, two reasons. Kai is from Nagoya, and that tells me that tickets are not selling well for that show. So they need a little buffer, especially with Naoki. This card's been kind of cursed. Nagoya's been kind of cursed, unfortunately, with Naoki's injury, and having to, Oda fighting Shoko Sato. I mean, which is like, I mean, listen, not saying that Sato is not like he's not a bad fighter, but that's definitely like somebody who they called the last minute because like anybody who they else would have turned down the fight because like I have barely a week to prepare for Ota. I don't want I can't face him on without a full camp or something. But Sato's probably one of those old school guys who like he'll accept anything.
Yeah, I mean Shoko Sato is a solid fighter, but I don't like his chances here.
I think his chances are okay, but it's not. They're not. I'll say they're small. They're small. They're higher than when Kenta beat Ota, Kenta Takizawa, but lower than Inoue. I think Inoue could have beaten Ota. I really believe that. And
absolutely. We'll see if something gets announced.
I have a question. What did your fiance, right? It's a fiance now?
Yeah.
What did your fiance think of Rizin? That I'm really curious to know. Like, was she like, what the fuck did you bring me to? You insane,
no, she actually enjoyed it.
Insane person.
No, she actually enjoyed it. She's even more bloodthirsty than I am. And no, she thought there were too many decisions, but she really thought it was an incredible experience. She also thought that the opening ceremony was a bit loud for her taste.
Oh, I should have warned you, but I figured that you would have guessed it, but I kind of feel like an asshole now. I should have told you cover your ears because I've been to 2, 3, 4 Rizin shows, and no matter where you are, those fireworks are deafening.
Really, it wasn't so much the fireworks as it was just the song in general. It was really loud.
Mm-hmm. You mean the entrance?
Yeah, the entrance, like the opening theme it was really loud.
Gotcha. Want to ask as well, what do you think about the Spark Carlisle Yoshinori Horie thing? That was an interesting fight because it went totally the opposite of how I thought it was going to go. And did you notice the shots to the back of the head?
I did.
When they happened.
I did. I actually there was a couple of fouls that both of us weren't thrilled that Nelly and my fiance were not thrilled with. That was one of them. And then Spike Carlisle's reaction, like who me, like LeBron after a foul.
That's funny. I like that.
The who me, it's like, dude, it was blatant. You hit him in the back of the damn head. And it was like what, 3, 4 times that Carlisle hit Horie in the back of the head. Like that was obvious. And then it's like, no, he was losing the fight anyway. And then I was happy Horie won. I like Horie, but he did a good job. At one point, I thought he was going to lose the same way he lost to Karamov when Spike took his back.
Yeah, that's how I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to go a lot quicker. Because when you go up from featherweight to lightweight, that is a steepish. That's a steepish climb up against somebody like Spike.
He's a solid fighter. He's a good, solid fighter, but I didn't think Horie's power. It didn't look like it came up with him completely, but we won't know yet because Spike has a good chin.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
The other foul I was going to say was Rukia Ampo against Sho Patrick Usami. He used his elbow a lot, like Floyd Mayweather did when he was boxing. Like,
oh yeah,
like that. He did that three, four times. He should have been docked a point, to be honest.
He did get the yellow card for the well, I think it was unfair that low blow that he delivered. That was not intentional at all. I really don't think it should have been I thought that was really dumb that they did that. I'll say though, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to just say, I agree with you on that. It was only 2 low blows, I think, but the elbow thing, I felt that they didn't warn him enough for that.
I'll be honest, I didn't even see that. I'll have to go back and watch that now that you pointed that out. I would have seen something like that. I'm surprised I didn't. Okay.
If I remember right, Ampo like pushing with the elbow in the clinch, like Floyd Mayweather used to do in boxing.
I know that Floyd used to do it all the time, and he would get away with it.
Ampo did that multiple times. You'll have.
Here's I wonder if Rizin has allowed elbows.
But that wasn't. But that didn't. But that was. This was kickboxing. It wasn't with like Yoshinari Nadaka where they allow elbows.
I'll have to see if they now allow elbows for all their kickbox, because I know that obviously Nadaka they do, but okay, that's interesting. Okay.
I could be wrong, but I'm positive. But overall,
So I guess the other thing I got to ask you was, it was the fight of the night clearly for everybody in the Discord, and for me was Juntaro Ushiku and Koei Hagiwara, who you unfortunately bought merchandise to the loser of.
I did, and I don't care. I still roll with Hagiwara. I know he's a 7-8 fighter. I don't care. He's entertaining, and that's all that matters to me.
He definitely rolls. I know that. Rolls or joints.
I know. Yeah. That entrance never gets old.
That was disappointing because after how he looked in the Aguiwan fight, you would have figured that he would have, to quote J Wolf, understood the assignment with Ushiku. But he didn't go to wrestling class apparently during this camp.
No, he didn't, and that's the story of Hagiwara's career. But they'll give him a soft touch, get him back to 8-8.
You think so? This guy. That's the problem. That I don't think he's got a soft touch. He gets paired to people who are grapplers all the time, most of the time now, and they come close. Listen, if Hagiwara didn't come close to finishing Aguiwan like he did, and even then, it's still, look, you never know with the judges. Well, that's the thing is that that Japanese judges. I don't think there's a lot of bias in when Japanese judge. It's not like Alessa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko, where Mexican judges. Sorry?
Freaking incompetence for a 10-8 round.
Oh yeah, or hometown cooking or I don't think that happens a lot in Japanese. It happens very rarely.
Yeah, Japanese judges are better, but that criteria is prone to being manipulated.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Is that, and I definitely feel like sometimes they don't judge all fights the same, which is absolutely unfair. So that's the thing, and yeah, I know, especially with kickboxing. But listen. I mean, who would you put Hagiwara against if you're Shingo matchmaker?
Yuta Kubo.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Who did you put Hagiwara against? If you want to give him an easy win,
I would put him with Yuta Kubo.
See, you run the risk because if Yuta Kubo watches every other Hagiwara fight, he's like, "Oh, I know how to beat him. I'm just going to do this." I assume that Kubo wouldn't. Kubo's not the smartest tool in the shed, but
yeah,
that'd be interesting. That would be that would be an interesting matchup.
Like, you have to mash him with a striker. I mean, like, or someone with limited grappling. I mean, you could also bring in a deep jobber, but I'm not sure who you could. I mean, I wouldn't book him with Karate Kinoshita. I'll put it to you like that.
Oh, why not? That would probably be the match you could do, because I think Hagiwara knocks him out easily. I
Yeah,
think
probably.
Hagiwara could easily knock out Karate.
I mean, I will say Kinoshita's grappling I didn't think looked completely useless against Kubo, but that being said, who knows? He did just win in deep.
He did because he can knock out a guy, but
Mhm. Yeah,
I
but
don't.
those
I
are the
think
two I look at.
Hagiwara's never. I don't think Hagiwara. I'm trying to think. Has Hagiwara ever been rocked or?
He was rocked in. I thought Ushiku rocked him in this fight in the first round. I think it was. I thought I saw Hagiwara's legs buckle for a second.
Do you think? I don't.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought he was hurt. But either way, those would be the two I'd look at for Hagiwara.
I'm guessing probably on. I'm trying to think if would you try to do a Ren rematch with
No,
Hagiwara?
no. I would book Ren with someone else. I'm not sure with Ren. Not to go off topic. Have him fight Kubo. If you don't, and then have Karate Kinoshita against Hagiwara.
That is the that would be a K1 crossover thing.
Yeah, but you know
Which would
what?
be
It'd be
interesting.
I think both of them would be entertaining.
Mm. I'm
So
curious. Sorry. I want to also ask as well. Who do you think? Who was the in the audience? Who drew the audience? Like, who was there who cheered the most for who? If you're able to tell.
Hagiwara. Hagiwara.
Really
Hagiwara had a lot of supporters. I saw a lot of Hagiwara shirts. Would be my guess. Kanehara was really popular with the crowd.
interesting.
I what's it? Oh my god. Another guy. Shirakawa was pretty popular with the crowd.
He's a Mikuru strap hanger, so I can understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, those would be the most popular. Poirier had fans too. Yeah, those guys. I mean, Clay. Like I said, everyone, most people had got good reactions, but those are the ones that were really popular with that crowd.
Hmm.
Ushiku did get a good reaction too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll say this. I don't like to go to a lot of MMA shows. Going to a lot of MMA shows, I'll tell you this, most MMA is like fucking boring. So Rizin does it. I joke and crap on Rizin a lot for a lot of things. I cannot deny that the live in-person experience is probably next to none when it comes to an MMA show. I would even say
Yeah.
a pro wrestling show to a degree.
Oh yeah, it feels like it. Is the promotion perfect? No. I mean, they
No.
make mistakes. They, not having terrestrial TV definitely has its good and bad. But they're like I've said on the pod a few times, they seem stable, and their product is second to none as far as the in-person experience and watching it live. It's really it's a lot more enjoyable to watch than the UFC at times, and it's a million times more interesting than PFL or Bellator.
We got a question from Asian John 15. Thank you for the question, sir. He wants to know is Nakahara being slept on? He seemed pretty good in one. I think he was undefeated. I think the
He was
only defeat
3-1. He was 3-1. I think his only loss was to Gary Tonin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. What do you think? Do you think he's being slept on?
Yes, I do. I think he's I think he's really underrated. I mean, he was beating Chihiro Suzuki before Suzuki knocked him out.
That's true.
I thought.
No, he was. He rocked him even, but he made a mistake that Chihiro Suzuki is a kickboxer and he can knock you out. He can knock you out faster. So
yeah, he could probably knock out home. That's how hard he can hit.
What would you do with him next, Mike? What do you want
to do? How about put him in with Kleber?
It was if Gary Tonin can submit you. I think Kleber puts him to sleep. Honestly,
Probably. Okay. Or if you're looking,
do you want him to get a win in his next match, or do you just want to have put him up against an interesting matchup, like interesting styles?
I'm looking for an interesting match. But if with Nakahara, um, hmm,
I would suggest
I'm trying to. I'm
what?
blanking on him. How about Did they? No, he fought Tetsuya Seki already. Short notice
Yeah,
fight.
they had a really awful match, by the way, an
Yeah,
absolutely terrible match. I was gonna
yeah,
say, what about Hiroaki Suzuki?
that would be a good one. That would be a really good one. Nakahara and Suzuki, I would like that a lot, especially coming off the victory over Nishitani.
Yeah, no, I mean the that was a flying knee knockout, if I remember correctly, and he just yeah took so that guy took Nishitani took Mikuru's advice when he shouldn't have. So I don't know. I think that's an interesting. That would be a good matchup between those two.
Oh yeah.
I have a question. What do you do with Ersan?
Ooh.
Because here's the
Um.
thing. I would not be opposed if you ran this match back because I think I think Ersan was winning on the cards. And I think
Very
if
close.
it continue the way it did, I think he would have won by decision. But you can't deny that Fukuda won with the rules. He punched him pretty hard open and he got cut open. And that, I know it, we like to rag on J Wolf, but he's kind of a little bit right that they do cuts in Rizin are treated a lot more seriously than cuts in UFC or Bellator, even some regionals let some disgusting stuff continue on. But Rizin is very I don't know if this is the JMOC or this is Rizin's request. I mean, it's not a Fuji TV request, obviously, because they're not Fuji TV anymore. But they clearly have an issue with open wounds, and I don't know if that's a thing that also Bima has an issue with. I think this is also on a Bima, so I don't know what exactly are the rules that Bima has, but yeah. Sorry, I'm rambling too much, and so but yeah, what would you do with Ursan?
Would you book him with Soya?
Well, here's the thing. I would say that'd be an interesting match. Problem is that Soya, who knows when he's going to fight next? This guy takes years off, or he gets injured seemingly
Because of and also because of his Crohn's disease.
Yeah, I don't know. And also, he got knocked out here. He got knocked out. He's not fighting for another good. I don't think until the end of the year if he fights the rest of this fights again this year.
But I'm saying
that would be. But here's the thing. I think at Ersan, Ersan's got also heal up. I think that'd be an interesting matchup.
Oh,
listen, I think what's our?
I was gonna say, if he have him book him against the winner of Scoggins and Mamadov.
That would be. I think he could beat Mamadov. I don't know if he can beat Scoggins, but I think Ersan beats so the fucking problem is that they booked I would have booked the flyweight is interesting. Flyweight's very interesting, but they got people still like Saku Nakamura who I would put Ersan against him because Ersan I would believe beats him. I believe that Ersan beats
Hiroya next. Let's see if Nakamura beats Hiroya next week, and then we'll go.
Well, since we're already there, we might as well just landmark 6. So you're going to that show, right?
Yep.
Good luck with all 15 fights, man. I hope every fight is a first round knockout. That's all I'm gonna say, or a first round submission.
Yeah, agreed. Because if it isn't, then we'll have to leave early because I'm not getting stranded in Nagoya.
Yeah, listen, don't get stranded in Nagoya. That almost happened to me. And Nagoya is great, but I don't want to get stranded there, especially if I'm staying in Tokyo. I mean, I'm happy that you're going to that show, but what made you so you could have chosen to go to one show, but you chose both. Why choose to go to this one as well?
Because it's a once in a lifetime experience. And I wanted to go to a second show. We're in Japan, why not?
Are you at is it Aichi Prefectural?
No, we're Kamido.
No. Where the show is Nagoya show. I haven't looked up where okay. Obviously disappointed that Naoki Inoue is not going to be on the show anymore. Shoko Sato is. Shinobu Ota. I presume that's not going to be the main event. I'm presuming that if this cozy Kai Asakura match gets signed, that will be the main event. That will obviously be the main event. That'll be
I don't think that's gonna
hilarious.
Doesn't sound like it
Cool.
will.
I was reading an interview with Shinya Aoki, and Shinya Aoki said it's absolutely dumb and preposterous if to book such a main event, such a match. It's really, I think it's an interesting first match for an MMA for your first MMA excursion. What is it? What would you say? Which of those 15 matches you're looking forward to the most of the three?
Well, I was
Pick
looking.
3 matches. I'm presuming that there's 3 matches that you are looking forward to. Which ones are you looking forward to the most?
Okay. I was gonna say Ota and Sato because I really like Shinobu Ota. Hideo Tokoro, Alan Hiro Yamaniha because I've been a Tokoro fan for about 20 years. It's gonna be awesome to watch him live. Didn't think I'd get that opportunity. And then the third one, because he really impressed me, Joji Goto against Junya versus Hibino.
Ebi-chan, I think it's called. Ebi?
Yeah.
Ebi-chan. Small
Yeah,
shrimp.
I want to say he beat Ricky Fukuda at Landmark last year in one of those opening fights, if I remember correctly.
Was it Fukuda? I don't think it was Fukuda. It was somebody else, I believe.
It was Ricky something. He was unbeaten. Not Fukuda. Oh my God. What is his damn name?
I'll look it up. We got time. We actually have some time. So Ebichu is his nickname. Ebi Shrimp. But Riku Yoshida. God, why do I not remember that one?
That's who it was. I was thinking of the middleweight.
How do I not remember that? Oh, no wonder, because the guy Yoshida hasn't fought since then. So I have no idea why. Like, that's interesting. This guy hasn't fought since last year. His opponent hasn't fought since last year. And that was his only defeat. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but Hibino was good in that fight. So I was.
He's very good. No, Hibino is one of the I was about to say flyweights. No, bantamweights to look forward to. He's flyweight / bantamweight are the best divisions right now. Like, I think generally in Japan, there's definitely a lot of great talent there.
Oh yeah. Even with Taira in the UFC.
Oh yeah. Taira, Nakamura, and Tsuruya. All there's definitely, that's where Japan has been excelling in that weight division. Not fucking heavyweights. No heavyweights or middleweights. No, this isn't Yushin Okami or Akiyama. It's no longer the big boys anymore. So yeah. Sorry? No,
it's not. I was just gonna say it's not. And although the heavyweight fight, Hidetaka Kaiju Killer Arado.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that match because that is insane. Take a guy who's 0-2 in MMA, 0-2, and now he's facing a guy who's 10-0. And I believe he finished all of his opponents in Gladiator.
I think he was Is he from? I think he's from Gachan.
Oh, sorry, excuse me, Gachan. That is insane. Like,
yeah. It's Japanese.
I don't understand the thought process behind that when you're thinking of opponents 0-2, or excuse me, 9-0, 0-2 versus 9-0. And he actually, I take it back. He hasn't finished. He's finished almost all of his opponents, not all of them. That is, I just don't know where the thinking behind that materializes.
Maybe they do like a 3-4 fight deal, and they just want to get rid of him because there's nothing there.
Well, again, I think eventually they want to do. I really do genuinely believe Rizin wants to do Taka Kenshin versus Sudario. I really do believe that because they don't outlock each other. I highly recommend watching or listening to Jim Ozeki's Yamato Damashi interview with Sudario. And it sounds like Sudario is being diplomatic in his dislike for his brother. And I think that would that be the first time ever? I think that might be the first time ever ever maybe in a major MMA promotion where two brothers have fought each other. Now I know that Sidario wouldn't want to fight him, because he probably thinks he's above him and he's just focusing on foreign opponents, which is fine. But people would be insanely intrigued by that.
Yeah.
To having two
Yeah.
former sumos, I would be intrigued by it.
I would too. But we don't know if Taka Kenshin can fight yet.
No, he can't. I don't believe it. Nothing indicates to me from his social media, from the way he's conducting himself, with who he's training with. I think he trains out of TK school. No offense to I forgot what they call, is it Alliance? I think it's Alliance. Yeah. I don't want I hate to say this, but Alliance that's not a good gym. That's not a good.
Trains out of there, doesn't he?
I don't think so. I don't think so anymore. I thought he was somewhere else.
Oh, I get, maybe I'm wrong on that one.
I've not seen anything that indicates that he's from. I'll double check on that, but as far as I know, Taka Kenshin's still there. But yeah, I don't listen. Hooking up with Ensign and traveling overseas to train and all that was the best thing that Stario did. Sorry, I just want to quickly go to Carol 91 man's questions. Do you think if the PFL acquires Bellator, or do you think they'll co-promote and Rizin together? I don't even know if Bellator. I don't know. At this point, I don't even know. I don't know, Mike. What do you think about that? If PFL gets Bellator, do you co-promote Rizin? Yes or no?
Probably not. Probably not. Honestly, I mean, like, what's the point? It's competition.
Yeah. The other thing is that PFL doesn't co-promote. Like that's not what they do as a brand or business. They have a season where they basically plan out all their MMA. They'll get, if you mean by co-promote, that
like their quote unquote super fight division. I mean,
I don't think they're going to do that. It just doesn't make it. There's not Austin persons. Francis Ngannou is an exception, is an exception to like a super fight thing, but it's going to be a big name.
Like Savannah Marshall and oh my God, Clarissa Shields.
Yeah, I don't think that it's not in PFL's financial or business interest to just well, okay, so like if like I know that Sidario said he wants to fight Francis Ngannou, but PFL would be like, what, bro? Who? Yeah. That's because it's not. Sorry.
Does he want to die?
Well, I mean, I hope he doesn't, but it's also just because like nobody's gonna care. I hate to say it, but people do care about Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury, unfortunately. I don't like it, but people do care about that. I think by
Francis, he's gonna get a ton of money. Good for him.
Yeah. I think the thing is, sorry, go ahead.
Francis Ngannou, I like him. He deserves it. Like that. I don't care what anyone says. He deserves that payday. I'm happy for him. And you know what? He's from where his start, just not to get off topic too bad, for where he started in his life to now. Awesome. I'm very happy for him.
I think also by so like when Satoshi Ishii. So this is what I understand the PFL contracts are, how they work. So you're signed for a certain amount of shows for the season, presumably you don't get injured up until you get eliminated. You can then, you're free to find other MMA within that time. However, if you do, and they come back to you and be like, hey, somebody got injured, eliminated, we want to have you sub in. I mean, you're gonna take that. But it's not like you're signed. There's not like a PFL. You're exclusive for the season. And then if you choose to sign next season, then yeah. But it's not, this isn't like UFC where you're signed with UFC, you're only fighting UFC. So I don't even see it really as a co-promoting thing. You could be representing maybe PFL. And because I think the same year that Satoshi Ishii got that, when he was first PFL, when he got eliminated, he then fought Jake Kuhn for New Year's Eve. I believe that's what happened. So but I don't see Satoshi Ishii as like a PFL fighter.
No, he's just
I
a
don't even
freelance.
know if the I don't know if I think the only people who are obligated to fight for PFL are the champions or the people who win the tournament because they get enrolled in next year, I believe. But I'm not 100% sure about that.
God, I mean, I like that. I like that format myself. I mean, try not to go off topic again, but I like the PFL. I think it's entertaining, but how, I am curious how much money they're bleeding.
Well, listen, it's not my money. I don't care.
Yeah.
The Takero Man also says that there was a set of brothers who fought each other when PFL was WSOF. I believe it was Ben Fodor, and the other was a real life vigilante. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
I
I
don't
never
remember.
knew
It's
that.
been years since I remember or the WSOF when it was on NBC Sports Network.
Well, here's the thing. I think at least the Takakenshin Arato fight will be a finish. I would have to say. I don't know about the other fights. I mean, oh, so you brought up Joji Go. Wait, we were talking about that. I apologize. Tokoro and Yamaniha. I mean, Tokoro has not looked good in a lot of his last fights. Do you give him a lot of what do you think?
I give him a shot. I think he can get the fight to the ground. Yamaniha is not the best grappler, considering even though he comes out of Bonsai, he's more of a striker. I think. I know he beat Motonobu Tezuka by submission at whatever Rizin it was in Osaka last year.
Yeah,
but I think Tokoro has to get this to the ground to have a shot because his chin won't be able to hold up for 15 minutes against Yamaniya. He hits too hard.
yeah. I'm surprisingly coming from Bonsai, he is like not like a good. I don't should say not, but that's not what he excels at. I mean, I'll say this, Tokoro can submit you. He's good. Give him an arm or a leg, and he'll take it. I don't know though if he had because also he's going up in weight now. Yamaniya is going to be quite. Yamaniya is a big bantamweight.
Yeah, he is. He looks like a featherweight.
Yeah, I don't know if I give. The other thing also is that man, Tokoro's chin is it's gone.
It's always been bad. It's always been.
It's always been bad, but now it's been like I mean, after that Dodson knockout, it's I don't know. Like I think Yamaniya probably will knock him out. Unfortunately,
agreed. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we're wrong on this one because I would love Tokoro, but he really needs to retire.
Well, good luck telling him that because I don't think he's going to listen to. I don't think he's going to listen to a reason. I going back to Joji Goto and Junya Hibino, wanted to ask you. So, what do you think about that? Oh, I mean, you're obviously looking forward to it. Do you think who do you give the edge in that one to?
I give it to Goto. Just quality of opposition, beating someone like Trent Girdham. That was a phenomenal win. Like that was so unexpected and how the way he did it. And to me, he out-grappled the guy. He dropped him, hurt him. He showed a well-rounded game. I didn't know he had. And he's more experienced than Hibino too. So I think those are all factors in his favor.
What I also want to ask you about the weird ass middleweight fight between Fat Ninja and Animal Koji. You gotta admit though, that's crazy. You're gonna put a guy who's an ADCC level grappler, and you're gonna put him against a guy who's a under 500 MMA fighter who's mostly a kickboxer.
Mm-hmm. These last few, it's a build-up fight. That's all it is.
I don't know who they're building up to because there's nobody in middleweights. This is the talents. This is who they have in middleweights.
Yeah, I mean they're building up him in a non-existent division, which is fine. But he should be able to submit Animal Koji, no problem.
What do you think? What do you give the odds that Animal Koji could potentially knock out Tanabe?
10, like 15, 20%, I'd say. I mean, I will say this: Daiichi Abe dropped Fat Ninja.
That's true. That's true.
And Animal Koji, he wasn't great in K1 by any stretch, but I saw most of his fights. I mean, he was okay, but he can punch. So if Igor isn't careful, he could get knocked out.
I'm surprised you not bring up favorite fighter of the podcast, Kohei Tokeshi.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is fighting. I forgot about that. The trip. I haven't had much time to really think about this because of the trip.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, listen, there's got to be a knockout in that fight, man. If this fight goes without any knockouts and he's the only one, don't be surprised. I think we can both agree that no matter what, Tokeshi always makes it fun and interesting.
Oh, absolutely. His fight in Knockout earlier this year at the Blaze show, where he won by a round knockout, that was so much fun. And I swear to God,
same fight where he got knocked down as well. He got knocked down in that last round, I think, as well. I think they both had 2 knockouts against each other.
Yeah, they did. And then Tokeshi came back. He is slower than he's as slow as a snail, and his technique is awful, but he's just so much fun to watch. I love him. I don't care what anyone says. He's so entertaining, and he always brings it.
The guy he's facing, Saku Inoue. By the way, so at least we get one Inoue on this show. Not the one Inoue we wanted, but anyway, he's also a striker guy.
He hasn't fought in a long time in MMA, hasn't he? Wasn't it like something ridiculous?
I don't know why. I can't explain it yet. 2018, and then I watched that exhibition thing he had of Tokoro. I didn't make any sense to me. But I don't know what happens. Like, what's the reason and why he's coming back now?
Probably money.
You would think that, well, I don't even what the money. I don't even know if the money's. I don't think what I don't know. I don't think he's making 5 figures or 6 figures on this one fight alone. I would have. It's like nothing. So 2018 is Inoue's last fight. He has the exhibition thing, which I don't care. I don't care about that. In this year, but nothing after COVID, nothing during COVID. I can't explain. It's very bizarre. I don't know what it was. Maybe he got a job as an accountant or something. I don't know. I want to ask you quickly as well. Ayaka Watanabe Machi. That's an important match. Not featherweight, strawweight, women's match. Because they are basically the 2 top strawweights or I should say future prospects of strawweight in Japan right now. And I don't know. You have any thoughts on that match?
Didn't get a chance to really look at them. I've heard about them.
So I was gonna CJ from Sogokaku was gonna slide in here to talk about that, but unfortunately he got hung up on something else. So unfortunately, he won't be able to talk about that. But basically, they are Machi and Ayaka are both. What do you call it? They're both being pegged up to be future aces in the division. Machi deep, and I think Ayaka's I believe she's Pancreas, if I remember correctly. Oh no, sorry, Shuto.
Now would Rizin create a second women's division at strawweight?
I would think so, based on this, but I don't know. It's very interesting that Rizin's having, because I can't remember the last time they had a strawweight match. It's been a while, like an actual real strawweight match.
Because they had that in Sapporo, they had Ayo Kuriyama against
that doesn't count because
I'm just saying, like, as far as weight divisions other than female fights.
I'm sorry. I was thinking Saori Oshima and Salt. That's what I was thinking. Sorry, I'm stupid. No. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I wonder though if it's interesting that they're choosing to do strawweight, because at least there's more flyweight. I think there's better. I think there's a lot more better. Well, here's the thing: Deep can't. So I don't know what. Okay. So you know who the strawweight champion is in Deep is?
I don't.
It's Mizuki Inoue still. I believe she's still officially the. No, wait, I'm sorry. Is it no? Is this Izawa? I think Izawa may have won. Excuse me. I think.
She didn't vacate.
Anyway, I don't remember now. Now I don't know, and I can't remember. Someone will correct me. Anyway, so Pancras obviously probably has a stronger strawweight division, but it's interesting, and it's interesting that they're doing this. Does this kind of reminiscent of like how I always envisioned Rizin to be, or how like one big part of Rizin was taking a fighter who's from one organization and not in another organization, and then Rizin's kind of like the neutral ground where they can fight, because these promotions are weird and don't want to work with each other a lot of times, or yeah. So
Yeah,
I like it.
or they
Go
work
ahead.
with South Korean promotions.
Oh yeah. Listen, I think this fight is going to be I think you should really look forward to this one because it's going to tell us out of these two who's the real prospect. I really do believe that.
Not like Mizuki Furuse, right?
No, not a long time. Prospect Mizuki Furuse. Okay, I'm really curious now who's the champion. I'm just going to quickly look this up. I think it's Seiki Izawa. But could be wrong though. Oh yeah, she's strawweight champion. Excuse me. Yeah, she's a strawweight champion. Okay, yeah, I remember now. Okay. Oh yeah. Emi Tomimatsu beat Mizuki Inoue because I think it was like because Mizuki Inoue missed weight, I believe. Yeah. And then okay, here we go. Oh wait, no. Yeah. Oh no, Inoue vacated. So okay, this is crazy. So Inoue lost the belt, or she beat Emi Tomimatsu. Sorry, her last defense was in 2015. She obviously got signed to the UFC a number of years later, but she didn't vacate until it was 2022.
Oh,
It's just deep drill things, deep things. Yuki Ito, Top Noi, unfortunately did not make it past the road to UFC. I think he won one fight in road to UFC, and then he got invited back for another session at road to UFC.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And so how do you feel about Top Noi being back? He was kind of like a Rizin, I don't want to say a Rizin original, but he was kind of like a mainstay of Rizin pre-pandemic.
He was 1-2, I want to say, right? He beat
he won that Nakamura fight. I know officially he lost, but he knocked out Nakamura's teeth, and why that wasn't awarded damage, I have no idea why. But anyway, yeah, I think he was so
beat Onibozu, I believe. Onibozu.
Yep, I was there for that.
And then he lost two. That was a hell of a knockout. Then he lost to Kai, and then lost that controversial decision to Nakamura, and he's fighting Yuki Ito, who's also a striker. Although Yuki Ito can grapple a bit, but I don't think he's great at it. He's fine. I like Top Noise chances here.
But so what do you think about these Mikuru guys? These the Hiroya. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Yuki Ito's not. I'm getting him confused with Hiroya. Who's on the other side of this. But yeah, okay. Flyweight, I think it's fair to say there's 3 flyweight aces in Japan right now. I'm not counting Shinryu that haven't received like international either experience or recognition or fights. Fukuda, Kohei Sugiyama, and Yuki Ito. I think those are the 3. And
Kohei Sugiyama, didn't he just lose?
Did
he had like 10 losses? I don't think.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. He did lose, but it was a very close fight, and I maybe could have given him the win in that. I know I'm deep 115. I still consider him better than most of the other flyweights, but he's out of those 2. He's Fukuda and Ito. I think are much better. I think flyweight, bantamweight are in a renaissance. I think I mentioned that before, but that's obviously they're the best divisions right now, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, just those are good divisions, and like I said, I just think that I like Top Noise chances here. This is going to be a real test for Ito.
Here's the, I mean, you also have to be careful when people who are strikers face each other. What happens?
You
They
never
don't
know.
strike.
You never know. This is, like I said, this will be a good one. I just hope that they don't negate each other because they're too cautious.
I don't think either are cautious. That's the thing. I think Top Noise is not cautious. I'm not cautious. I don't think Ito's cautious. I think that kind of works to their favor though. I'm kind of like happy that works out. And I'm hoping that I hope it's like Temerov Soya. That's what I hope it is. Like
That was phenomenal, by the way. We didn't really touch on that one.
well, which one?
We didn't really talk about Soya and Temerov that much.
Oh, you did. You said it was one of the best first round fights.
Okay, yeah, I thought we didn't do like anything in depth. Never.
Oh, I mean, but listen, Soya will come back whenever he comes back. Temerov, listen, that he's gonna have a headache for a while. I don't know what to do with him next, but I know he did challenge. That's the thing. He did challenge Dodson at the post fight. I don't think so. I think Dodson gets. I think he gets. I think he should get Horiguchi or Shinryu next. Temerov maybe versus Fukuda. Temerov versus Fukuda would be a great match. I think.
Yeah, put that for New Year's.
Yeah. Last question, Mike. Do you give a shit about the kickboxing? The gorgeous amount of kickboxing you're going to see at Nagoya.
Man, I like Genji Umeno, and he's fighting some crush jobber, so hopefully it'll give him a win.
Yeah, I guess that's the most you can say. I did see that one of the kickboxing matches is actually a rematch from shoot boxing, so that's interesting. So I mean, hopefully those are good. Hope you're gonna get kickboxing in a cage. You go from the ring to the cage. I hope it turns out. Oh, actually, I'll ask anyway. Nakamura, Hiroya. Does Hiroya get a win? Get closer to being no longer under 500?
Sure, why not? Nakamura's chin is so shot that you could breathe on him and he'd be down.
Hey, listen, Soya couldn't knock him out, much to my surprise.
Yeah, I mean, Soya looked. I will say, I thought Soya looked really off in that fight, but he lost.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, Mike, I don't want to take too much of your time. We've already talked quite enough. Where can people find you? Or you're on vacation, so obviously people shouldn't bother you now. But I guess people can find you on Discord and all that if they want to.
I'm under Mike S on the Discord, and email is msolt7@aol.com. I don't do Twitter or any of that stuff. But
Twitter, I know what X is, but I never heard of Twitter. What's Twitter?
Okay. X is CM Punk.
Yeah. Hey, maybe that'll be the next. That'll be another fight. Well, maybe we'll see CM Punk and Rizin this year. Who knows?
We'll see him versus Fat Ninja.
Oh, they say no. Wait, well, that's welterweight. Well, Ninja said, "Oh my God, that would be." If Rizin did that, I think I might just have to buy a ticket to see that live. Mm-hmm. I would absolutely. That would be the fight I look forward to ever. CM Punk versus Fat Ninja. That'd be hilarious.
Have CM Punk fight Mikuru.
You say that's crazy, but that is. I think Mikuru would win that, obviously, but that is. Man, you're getting my juices flowing now. We'll just dump CM Punk matches.
Exactly.
Anyway, Mike, I appreciate you taking your time out. You can follow We Are Rizin Podcast, We Are Rizin Pod on Twitter. I write for MMA Sucker sometimes. I try to. And this is a short and sweet preview of Landmark, short and sweet recap of 44. Who knows what the recap of Landmark 6 will be? Maybe it'll be more in depth. But right now, get ready. Landmark 6 is this Saturday. I believe. Well, when's it for you, Mike? Is it Friday?
I think it starts at, I want to say it's 1 p.m. It might be noon or 1 p.m.
I should actually, that makes sense to look it up.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, it's Sunday. Okay, so it's Saturday for you. Sorry, it's Monday. It's Sunday. Sorry.
Yeah, 1 p.m.
And I have it as 10 p.m. Eastern time for us. So that show is going up early. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Now, granted, I don't know if that is the main card or the opening fights.
That's when they start the fights. And presuming that this is accurate, that Tapology is, and Tapology usually is not that accurate a lot of times.
No,
But anyway, hope you enjoy those fights, Mike. And hopefully we can get you on for a recap.
Sure thing, man. Much appreciated. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I forgot how to stop. Hold on. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of. I don't know how to stop this now.